Alright, another 1v1. I spoil you guys. I've got so many 1v1s planned for you. It's like Tomb Kings has been so damn exciting that I think all of us have just been up in that quick battle arena. So, let's go over here. This is actually submitted by Professor Pwn. Professor Pwn, thank you very much for your submission and your protecting and serving us. Professor Pwn is a Leo. That's not the Sagittarius, not the sign, like, you know, astrology sign. He's a law enforcement officer. Whatever. So, Professor Pwn went with 2-3 units of Tomb Guards, as well as 2 units of Saurus with shields. He's got a solar engine, which is really strong here. It's magic damage. It is also flaming damage, and it does 403 damage here. So, it's going to be very strong against any lord that it happens to even graze. It also has just a feral Bastiladon, the mighty Krokgar on his Carnosaur, as well as a revivification crystal, and then a Skink Priest of Heavens and Skink Chief somewhere. Aha, there's Skink Chief. Now, as for our Tomb King's opponent, interesting setup here. It's a lot shallower. He didn't go very wide. Only Tomb Guard, no halberds, just Tomb Guard with their centered sword shield variation. We then have Such the Imperishable. You should put that name to the test. Ooh, look at that. Look at that solar engine already just leaving skid marks on the battlefield. Then we've got 2 units of Ushapti with Great Bow, flanked by 2 units of Spearmen. This is mirrored on both sides. And then we have a Casket of Souls, followed by a Necrosphinx. Look at that big badass. Also, we have a little sneaky surprise over here. That's a tree. That's a tree. It's not what I'm looking for, though. That is what I'm looking for. The Tomb Scorpion. So this might be the actual first fight here we have with Tomb Scorpions. So I'm excited to see how this pans out for us. Casket of Souls already starting to do some damage to this Temple Guard. Oh yeah, Ushabti just releasing hell across the line, targeting on the Bastiladons, which is a good target for them because those solar engines can do so much damage. Boom! Oh yeah, you know what I'm lining up for. You know what I'm gonna get. Oh yes. Do it. And someone charge. So just right down the line, oh, in the forest, right down the line, we're gonna have our Tomb Guard and our Temple Guard smash into each other. The elites of both of these factions just consuming one another. Halberds to Saurus to Undead to Kopesh. That's the name of their swords. And then the mighty Carnosaur Lord himself, Krokgar, charges through the line. Begone, skeletons, I kicketh thee. Some of you don't respond as well to that. Just the hail of Casket of Souls falling from on high as well. It's going to be like a direct hit. See how much damage that does. Boom, 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 boom. Right across the line here. Loving that cinematic charge. Get that giant Lizardman halberd up that Tomb King ass. Oh, they did such a good job animating the Lizardmen. Like, I would never have pictured them like lopping and leaping like the way they do. But we do have Krokgar and Cetra squaring off with the Necrosphinx. That's going to be pretty dangerous here. I mean, we can take a look at some of the damage those Necrosphinx does whenever it does actually hit. Oof. He was at 5,600, jumped down to 5,100. Just getting beat around. 4,300. As you can see, he's really not liking that damage that's coming out at him. But just cast Joff's Incarnation of Cursed Blades. Watch this. Boom! Just ripping his health up. 3,500 to 2,900. Just every swing is devastating our Krokgar here. That's a really, really, really strong combination because the Necrosphinx, keep in mind, 660 weapon strength, AP, and anti-large. He's looking to break down some houses there. We take a look at the Tomb Scorpion just ripping up some Temple Guard as well. But the Tomb Guard aren't changing or exchanging very well into the combined force of both the Temple Guard and the feral Bastiladon. You can see here the Tomb Guard are way below even half health. 48, in fact. You've got the solar engine getting rained upon. And boom, what's this? Slam! See how much damage that did. Remember, it is a flaming attack, so it's going to do quite a bit of damage here to this Necrosphinx. Not the button I was looking for, but I'm going to go with it. Oh, yeah. Necrosphinx just did a chunk of damage to the Bastiladon with Revivification Crystal, and Krokgar is getting both deadly on... Well, I'm sorry, he's got cold-blooded on him in a second. We'll see what happens. Realm of Souls kicking off. I think that might be the second rank. Curse of Midnight Wind, which is going to be very beneficial here as we get Krokgar's charge right back in. Because Krokgar is no shab himself. 540 weapon strength with AP and anti-large. He's looking to take that Curse of the Necrosphinx down. The Curse of the Necrosphinx? Just the Necrosphinx. As you can see here, each hit being pretty devastating. He's getting tanked pretty heavily by a combined might of both the Bastiladon and the Krokgar. 1800, 1300, just 500 chunks of points of health being ripped off every time. But you can see here, Joff's and Neru's incantation are not going to be coming in time for the Necrosphinx to find himself in the trash can. But Cetra, he's alive still, and he's mad. Keep in mind, he's still pretty badass himself. He's anti-large as well. Oh! Just missed Krokgar there. Cold-blooded kicking off on him, but oof! Eat that solar engine, and the imperishable. Whew! Also getting the revivification crystal triggered on him. That's going to bring Krokgar back up to health pretty quickly here. Uh-oh, you got another one in you? Got another one in you? Mighty. Oh! And that Casket of Souls is actually doing an astounding amount of damage here. Let's take a look at that real quick. As we take a look, the Bastiladon and the Skink Priest are beating up on Mighty Cetra here. But I want to take a look at this Casket of Souls. It is AP at 860 missile damage. So it really is bringing quite the devastation to the battlefield here. And Cetra is not in a good place. You'd think that Krokgar would be over here just like giving him the dunce cap, but instead it's a combined might of our Skink Chief, who's his poison damage, our Skink Priest, and then our Bastiladon Revivification Crystal. It's just really pouring it on him, on here. Nero's incantation, though, is probably going to help him eke out a little bit more health. Let's take a look at the front line here real quick. Slow that down, Bob. So we've got the Temple Guard, who have completely capitulated, sticking with that word, the Tomb Guard completely just knocked them out. They've burst into little tiny skeleton bits, as you can see around here somewhere. The Skeleton Spearmen are holding their own better than the Tomb Guard did. But you do have this Tomb Scorpion, which is, as we know, anti-infantry and AP, so it's going to bring quite a bit to bear on these Temple Guard and the 2 units of Temple Guard here. Over here, though, we have 1 unit of Saurus Warriors squaring off against these Skeleton Spearmen and what's the remnants of this Temple Guard, as well as another unit of Tomb Guard squaring off against this Temple Guard. So, all things afoot here with, I believe, this is a Curse of Midnight Wind about to kick in. Speed this up. Yeah, Curse of Midnight Wind. That's going to help the Temple Guard and the Saurus Warrior get the upper hand in this fight. They're already starting to rampage and facing a little bit of difficulty here. But what's important is that the Ushabti with Great Bow are at full health, and they're still firing on all the important Lizardmen units. Krokgar himself, the Reveral Bastiladon, the Revivification Crystal, the Solar Engine. Everything is still getting focused pretty heavily here. And Cetra is just kind of eking out of here, 372 health. Just kind of trying to escape the big melee there. Oof, Tomb Scorpion ripping some stuff up. But Krokgar, he's back in the fight. He doth have other plans as he comes for the mighty imperishable. Uh-oh. 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 It's like watching Dragon Ball Z and Vegeta just getting consumed by a Kamehameha. Cetra is indeed perishable. Oh yeah, Krokgar coming in there, wanting that casket, getting that casket, going for that casket. Oh, headbutt to the flaming Roomba. We did miss a Skull Storm that went off here a little bit ago, and it to Professor Pone's advantage, rather than going this way into his units, it actually moved this way. Casket of Souls has just exploded. That Roomba is out of commission. It won't be cleaning any kitchen floors here soon. And Krokgar is scared. But I mean, you can see, guys, we still have 2.5 minutes left in this fight, and things are in pretty scary shape. You've got these spearmen that are pretty much all dead, but you've got the Ushabti Great Bows, and as we've talked about many times before, they still do quite a bit of damage. 65 melee damage, that is AP, so they're still a threat to those Temple Guard. Temple Guard, though, you know, anti-large with AP themselves, are still a threat to the Ushabti Great Bow, so definitely a hard matchup there. But finally here, we get the Ushabti being summoned in behind the Temple Guard. That's definitely going to help out the Tomb King player here, because he needs kind of that ace in the hole, that kind of final gambit, as the Saurus Warrior and the Temple Guard knock out this unit of Spearmen and are just barely dealing with this unit of Tomb Guard left. The Skink Chief and Skink Priest, on the other hand, have gotten into the melee here. They're shutting down that final unit of Tomb Guard and this unit of Ushabti Great Bows. And we have some units waddling away over there, because that's what Lizardmen do, just farting noises when they run. The Tomb Scorpion, though, is in bad shape, just even though he's launching Tomb Guard all over the place. And Ushabti kind of quit the melee down there to try and knock out the remainder of the Lizardmen leadership here. A good choice, I'd say. That Skink Priest with Heavens, if any more of its Winds of Magic come to the fore, it can do quite a bit of damage to any of the Tomb King units left, either in a debuff or just a direct damage spell. Mighty Krokar charges in with remaining 140 health here, but it looks like he is routing and shattered completely. He won't be helping out the Lizardmen anymore. One thing I want to slow this down while we kind of watch this here. Oh yeah. One thing I want to point out is these Ushabti could have been in the fight way earlier, when they would have helped sway the battle, I think, more for the Tomb Guard. Or for the Tomb Kings. Like we said before, when you go to quote-unquote elite and to narrow with the Tomb Kings, you end up having your Realm of Souls trigger a lot later in the fight, and you can't get the full usage of the Ushabti. By the time that they can come into, say, an enemy's backline, that enemy's ammo reserve is all the way done, or when you want to get like a rear charge in, the fight's been kind of determined by that point. Jesus, look at all those Tomb... God, guys! Speed that up to normal speed now. And it's pretty much just these two Temple Guards squaring off against Ushabti, which are fading away as they're summoned units. And we have our units of Temple Guard over there trying to, and Saurus Warriors trying to make headway as well. We do have our Lore of Heavens coming back, so that's pretty advantageous. Oh, I'm sorry, that's our Skink Chief. Our Lore of Heavens is over here. Ooh, he's back. Got some range damage, at least a little bit, kind of taken away. The Summon Ushabti are down. It's just the Ushabti Great Bows. They're starting to debilitate. Critical Binding, Lord dead. Everything's starting to fall apart for the Tomb Kings here. But who knows what can happen? I do. I've watched the whole thing. It's a trick. It's a farce. It's a ruse. Coming back online. Looks like we're going to get some Lore of Heavens action here, hopefully. Boom. That kind of seals the deal for ProfPwn. There it is. Let's take a look at that post-battle report, yeah? So, you can see quite a bit of return. Krokar got 1 kill, but he got probably the most important kill of the... Well, I guess the 1 kill is for Casket of Souls, but he definitely helped put the Necrosphinx in a veritable dumpster. But 70, 71, 75, 95 kills on the Saurus Warriors. As we know, the Lizardmen frontline is vastly superior to the Tomb King frontline. The Tomb King frontline relies a lot on its ability to either overwhelm the opponent or use the Lore of Nehekhara to bolster the army and keep itself in fighting condition. In this way, shape, or form, Orel 777 used the Tomb Guard to really kind of hold the line and constantly help bolster them with the Lore of Nehekhara. I will say, though, that because he kind of overcommitted with the Necrosphinx and Cetra to chase down Krokar, which, I'll be honest, wasn't a bad move. I would have done the exact same thing. But then again, we both know how my micro is. It made it so that Cetra had to focus all of his spells on saving himself or helping to buff up the Necrosphinx, rather than buffing up his line. If he had been able to use Joff's incantation on his front line, he would be able to help shut down these Tomb Guard, or at least the Saurus Warriors, a bit quicker to overwhelm their front line. So while he did what I would have done, it cost him in that he wasn't able to use the full benefit of Lore of Nehekhara. It was able to get its healing and its resurrection off. Obviously, Realm of Souls was able to trigger very late in the game, but this probably would have helped him scale up to Realm of Souls maybe even a little bit quicker, or would have helped him keep his front line a little bit more intact as he scaled into Realm of Souls. But overall, a great fight here. Thank you very much, ProfPwn, for sending it on over. If you don't know, ProfPwn snipes almost every single quick battle fight I do. It's a real hoot. Protecting and serving no one. But thanks for watching here today, guys. Have a good one. Hopefully we'll get you some more quick battles here with all the plethora of stuff. If you do have any quick battles you want to send my way, please feel free to send them over to me. You can find my business email, quote unquote, in my about section on my channel. Just go ahead and email them on over. It helps to kind of let me know what the fight's about. I do get quite a few of these, so I try to, you know, screen them a little bit ahead of time and kind of prepare myself jumping into the fight, so that way I know a little bit what I'm talking about. But thanks for watching again here, guys. Have a good one, and take care.